I got bullied in like the 6th grade by an enormous black girl. Huge. I don't think I could
girl's
take
even
her.
worse. You can't fight back.
Exactly. That's what I was getting at. The
Yeah.
worst possible person to be bullied by is a giant black girl. Because when you tell the story later about how you beat up a black girl, you can't be like, you don't understand. She was one of them big ones. Like nobody wants to hear that shit. They don't want to hear that she was like 5'10", 190 fucking pounds, and she was looking down at me, shoving me. No one wants to care that I ran away and then she chased me down when I thought the chase was over and caught me later. No one cares.
No. Oh, we lost your audio.
The audio's again.
God damn it. Lost you a couple times tonight. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Yeah, you don't want to get beaten up by a girl or picked on by a girl because there's no recourse. I don't think I ever had to deal with that ever in my childhood. Did you guys ever have a girl yet?
I famously dealt with that shit, and I dealt out recourse.
I remember you
like
have told
no, tell us, regale us with the tale of how you beat up a woman. I'm interested.
I've told this story many times on my channel before, but in Fast Forward, which they teased me for. There was this girl. She was in my grade. I'm 13 years old. I had just entered high school, which is 9th grade. 13 years old, and she was bullying the fuck out of me. So I hadn't hit puberty yet, and I was like wide in the hips. And she used to do that like hourglass thing with her hands to describe me. That's too much music. And she would call me gay, right? But not just gay. Like, she's gay. He's the F slur. He's this, that, and just like chirp at me. As freshmen in gym class, we'd run laps around the track. That was what we did for gym every freaking day. And the track was like maybe 2 blocks from the school. So on the walk back, she'd just follow me and harass me day after day after day, nonstop, insatiable with just her love of bullying me. And while she was a girl, she occupied like a much higher social strata than me. And one day, my dumb ass was like, talk like that will get you slapped. That's what I told her. So she changes it. She's like, slap me. I dare you. Slap me. I want you to slap me. Slap me, Woody. You won't fucking do it. You're a pussy. And I didn't. And then the next day, same fucking thing. Slap me, Woody. Slap me. I dare you. Won't do it. You're a fucking pussy. I wound up, right? Like, I didn't slap her like this. My hand was down here.
Left heel making contact.
I just, boom, backhanded her as hard as a human could hit another one, at least as hard as I could.
She belongs to the streets.
And she was shocked, right? And oh my God, the 5-finger like welt on her face that started to redden up was obvious. There was no getting around what happened.
They could have matched your hand.
Yeah, they could have taken fingerprints off of his back of the hand. And I just hit her the one time, and that was like the end of it. Unbeknownst to me, she's dating the captain of the wrestling team. I don't even know what this guy looks like, right? But I don't have a chance. I don't know what's going to happen. So for the next few days at school, I'm living in fear. I'm like, what does he even look like? His name is Tim something. And one day they're like, Woody, you'll know it's him. There's a wrestling match today. So everyone on the wrestling team wore a shirt and tie to school. That was a thing they did to sort of, whatever. And I'm eating at lunch, and this guy with like 2 henchmen comes up to me, all wearing shirts and ties. And I'm you get what you get, we'll see. So I turn, and he's like, are you the one that hit Jen? And I was like, yeah, that was me. And this is what he says. He goes, I know what she's like. You can't do that again. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's how it ended. My theory is he heard the whole story. Like I told it, like he didn't just hear that Woody hit her like out of the blue or whatever. He probably heard that I was getting bullied by this girl for months. And she broke me. And
well, that guy had some self-control. That's good. Oh, I was going to say a nice bully. He wasn't even a bully. Seems like he was dating a bully. He seems like he was a good guy. Hopefully they broke up. I hope he's doing well.
He seems nice. So I understand, I understand. I've done it.
Really?
I know how she can be.
Go? Did you ever have to smack a girl in self-defense in school, Dank?
No, but I used to work as a bouncer, so I've had to. Right, I would see when it's two big, massive roid heads full of cocaine. Right, I would 100 times over rather break them up than two girls. Jesus Christ, because if it's two big guys, they're throwing punches. You get into the middle of them and you push them back, and like. They're like 9 times out of 10, they're not going to try and hit you. They'll try and punch past you, but they'll try and be cool with you. But they'll still.
Or they
try
might
and
even
get
low
to each
key be
other.
happy to stop fighting.
Yeah. Some of them are like some guy will like use you as the shield, like you're lucky he's holding me back, like that type of shit. But see when it's two girls and you're in the hair trying to untangle fingers out the hair and everything, and then you can't tell what hair's real and isn't because the extensions have come out and stuff like that, and it's just like it is an absolute nightmare. But one of the worst ones that happened to me was but also see, as someone who's worked in security, anytime there's a fight, almost 100% of the time, it's over a woman. A girl has been involved at some point. Some guy brushed against a guy's arse when he walked past the bar. He said something he shouldn't have or whatever. Or someone is now dating this guy's ex and he wants to go up and say some shit. Like it's always been stuff like that. But there was two girls fighting. I'm getting in, and one girl is on the ground. She's on her knees. And like they're just throwing wild punches each other. You know when girls fight.
Two girls fighting.
Two girls.
Yeah.
I'm like two ghettos. Well, okay, that's a little bold, but when two ghettos fight,
girls.
it is a rough deal when two ghettos fight. All right,
that's kind of racist about my accent, would it?
Uno reverse. Like
it's the same as Sargon of Akkad. I can't say his real name. Carl, I call him Carl, and not Carl. Well, I can't do that. I got Carl. But basically, like one girl's on her knee, and you know how whenever girls just grab the hair, pull the head down, and just wildly throw like 100 punches, maybe one of them lands, right? So one girl's on her knees, and I'm in between them, trying to like use my body to block the punches because it's girls, like they don't hurt, right? But I'm trying to untangle the hair. The girl behind me had reached like through the gap under my legs and she couldn't see. She then grabs my crotch and just crushes from behind me. And I'm sitting shouting at her, going, "It's me, that's me, you fucking grabbed," and everything like that. She dug her fucking nails in because she thought it was the other girl. So she's trying to like dig her nails to hurt her. I ended up after it, she's outside, her mascara's all down her face. She's all fucked up from the fight. And she came up like, "I'm really sorry. I didn't know that was you. I'm sorry." And I'm like, it's fine. Went into the toilet for a piss. I've got scratches like all over my dick, right? All over my balls, all over the inside of my leg, fucking everything. And then I had to go home to my wife, like, funny story, like this girl, man,
believe me.
Yeah. No, luckily, like there was witnesses and all that as well. But one of them involving a woman, like this was, and like I was impressed by this, even though I was almost blinded for life. Right, I shut my eyes just in time. Two big guys, long story, but these guys had a problem with each other, and we always had to like keep them apart. In this bar that I was working in, right? But then one day it came to a head and they ended up fighting. So we get in and there's like 3 of us getting in the middle of it because it wasn't just these 2 guys, it was like all their friends jumped in as well. Sure. So we're trying to form like the wall in the middle of them to keep them apart, but the 2 main guys are fighting. I try and get into the middle of them, and just as I'm pushing like the big guy away, this guy was like 6'7", he was a fucking big dude, right? The other guy's girlfriend has ran behind him and like and she'd grabbed a glass and jumped on a stool, jumped on a table. Remember the fucking end scene for fucking, what was that fucking Looney Tunes basketball fucking movie?
Yeah.
Like
Space Jam.
Like Space Jam. She goes leaping through the fucking air like that and just smashes the glass right down in the guy's head. But I shut my eyes just in time and just tons of tiny shards of glass hit me in the face. A couple stuck and everything, but like, and I was cut, but it was like little tiny cuts and everything. But then we were trying to, after she smashed the glass, that was it. All the girls got up and it was a fucking riot. We had to call the police, and we were like grabbing people and wrestling them out the club. But then as soon as we come back in to break up the rest of the fight, that person we just threw out would come back in, man, and like keep fighting and everything. So yeah, that was a fucked up night. But that's the thing is, even though I was nearly blinded, it was it was fucking impressive. Like, she got air. She got fucking air, and she hit her target fucking dead on. I mean, I was angry, but, you know, I respect her.